See you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday. Pay it forward Friday, we'll season the day. Digital finance, unlearning of love, serving food to what those two, rising as the beat and it Eastern on P2G TV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
Hey,
everybody, how y'all doing? Let's bring everybody else in the room.
Grand Rising. Oh, what?
How y'all doing?
Well, I just love that morning.
I know, it just gets you up and get you shaking, get you ready to dance. All right, welcome to Breakfast with the Thomases. I'm your girl, Elva BT, also known as Mrs. Thomas. And I am here with Breakfast with the Thomases, my beautiful boo over here.
Hey, this is Alvin Thomas, the Gold Banker, coming to you live 1 gram at a time. First thing in the AM.
Yep, and we have a special guest for y'all. Brother Ken Harris in the house. Go ahead, Ken, give him some love. Go ahead.
Hey, glad to be here.
Glad to have you, Brother Ken.
Woo. Okay,
Absolutely.
family, y'all know how we get down. I ain't playing. It's on. We gonna have fun today.
Yep.
Guys, I tell y'all all the time, we share with you all the time financial literacy. In our community, and I know sometimes people ears go dead. And you know what I'm gonna tell you right now? Don't worry, we got you. How many of y'all want to be a trust fund baby? How many? I know me, I do. Well,
I'm looking to go back. I'm looking to go back so we start over.
Well, you don't have to be a baby. We heard that, I was just talking with Ken about my first time hearing about something called a trust. And I heard it from, and believe it or not, I heard it from years ago. I have a good older gentleman friend who happens to be a good former customer for my tech company. We became very good friends. He's Jewish history. His family's Jewish. And the first time I ever heard that he had a trust fund. I know what the heck that was. I'm talking about. He was like, well, I work when I want to because my family took care of me. My mom and dad own this, that, and the other. And me and my sisters and brothers, we all have a trust. What does that mean? I looked that up. Child trust fund, baby. I said, I want to be one. But you got to have your rich parents and all the stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Well, guess what? Ken here. Met him a few years down the line because information travels.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
As you educate, that information going to travel, and it's going to bring some folks into your space, and they're going to bring some new information, and then it's going to bring new people into your space. And I met Ken, this brother Ken, who told me trust fund babies ain't just by their parents. You could be a trust fund baby today. Now that had my attention.
That's it.
Because I learned with a trust ones, I was sitting in a meeting where we had people with $1 million worth, millions. This was a law office at a restaurant talking to these beautiful older gentlemen and ladies. They feeding them food and everything. And I accidentally rolled up in that room and they fed me food too. And you know what happened? I listened. Got my attention. And when he said, and you too, millionaires, can get Medicaid, qualify for Medicaid. I said, wait, what, huh? Excuse me? They ain't look like me. And they darn sure didn't have the same income, but they was going to get Medicaid. Not Medicare, Medicaid. How do you have millions in income, property, everything, and qualify for Medicaid? Oh, that got my attention.
True indeed.
I'm sure it did.
So, Brother Ken, you are going to share with us exactly the confusion. You're going to clear that confusion up for us, please. Because that blew me away. And I was like, wait, something. This was a law office. They were legally doing this. And I'm thinking.
Legally.
Wow. The game is on, y'all. It's real out here. And I want some. So Brother Ken is
Absolutely.
here to share that. And I thank you so much. This brother has done some great things in our lives. You, my brother, where? Let's start with your beginnings. So how did you get started? What made you do this? Talk
Well,
to us.
it's just for the very reason you just mentioned, Sister Ruby. And let me just say, Sister Ruby, Brother Thomas, it is a pleasure to start out this new day with the two of you on this platform, talking to your audience. I'm
Yes.
just feeling blessed to be here. But let's jump into the answer to
Gratitude,
that
gratitude.
question.
Thank you.
Uh, I came from a background where I was blessed, really, really blessed with a great education, high six-figure education. Not bragging about that, but just to impress upon us that uh, the person you're looking at here didn't come from any wealth.
Mm.
Came well, no. Let me back up, Sister
Mm-hmm.
Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
Came
Mm-hmm.
from a wealth of love and
Yes.
a wealth of the
Come on.
desire to see my family, my parents, my grandparents had a desire for each generation to get a little bit better and a little further ahead. So I became that first Harrison. And generations of Harrisons. I became
Mm.
the very first one to be blessed with the opportunity to get a first degree, which was a bachelor's degree in engineering out of Vanderbilt University, Nashville, Tennessee. Remember that name, Vanderbilt. It'll become
Mm.
important in the rest of this discussion about trust, asset protection,
Oh,
generational wealth,
very.
that Vanderbilt name. But I was blessed to attend Vanderbilt 4 years, engineering scholarship,
Mm.
engineering degree, the only brother of color in the room.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Literally
Yeah.
in my whole electrical engineering degree program, the only one in my graduating class of some 1,800 people.
Oh.
And beyond the bachelor's, I was blessed with a master's degree from George Washington University, which, for those of you who know the Washington D.C. area, that's right around the corner from the White House and where all that mess is going on. But with those two degrees, it launched me into an engineering career, and not just a typical engineering career. And I just give all glory to the Most High for it, but a career that, if you never have spoken, Brother Thomas, to what we commonly refer to as a black rocket scientist, well, you're
Mm.
talking to one right now because that became my life for 16 years after 4 years at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office while in engineering
Mm.
school, 4 years there and an apprenticeship, decided that was just too boring. Love the concept
Word.
of patents and trademarks, but just born in what a patent examiner has to do. I wanted to design and create in the engineering world and not read what someone else had designed and created. So
Okay.
left there, graduated, left there, and went on to the space industry, where I was a design engineer in space systems, such as satellites and the other instruments that will typically go on a rocket that's going into outer space. So I became a rocket scientist, if you will, designing
Awesome. Awesome.
electronics for space systems. And doing that walk of life for 16 years, added to the four that I was at Patent and Trademark Office, I can honestly say this: after becoming the very first Harrison to go through that experience of higher education beyond high school, I came to realize that the folks I was working with were lost when it came. Well, let me back up. They knew no more than what my grandparents and parents knew, and my aunts and uncles who were totally uneducated beyond middle school and high school in the deep south. They were just as clueless when it came to how do you develop a mindset of financial independence. The assets,
Yeah.
your six-figure income is earning you in this high-paying engineering job. How are you protecting those assets? Are you protecting those assets? I never heard a conversation in that six-figure income producing environment about generational wealth. It was about just living for the day. And I knew there was more out there beyond that engineering world and beyond that six-figure income. So I literally walked away from it After being in that environment from 1980, in 1996, I made a very conscious decision to walk out, started my own consulting business. Initially started in engineering because that's where my expertise was, but gradually developed expertise in other areas. And as I walked into those areas, I began to develop an interest and a desire and a mindset to teach asset protection. And when you talk asset protection, you automatically have to look at teaching trust structures. And that's how I arrived to the level of educating my other brothers and sisters in the communities that I serve on how to protect your assets, no matter what those assets may consist of: a business, real estate, life insurance policies, intellectual property, which is your patents, your trademarks, trade names, copyrights. That is valuable. Those assets are just as valuable as real estate. And then cryptocurrency, precious metals. If you look at any assets, we think they're ours. So we think ownership. But I'm here to share with all of us, folks, it's not about ownership. It's really about more what we refer to as stewardship. And people from certain religious backgrounds know spiritually understand stewardship and that concept very well. Stewardship just simply says, look, you don't have to own it. You don't have to think, oh, I own this house, I own this car, I own this crypto. Just think in terms of, while you have been blessed with it, which is a limited time while you're on this earth, and that's limited, while you're blessed with it, just use it in the best way possible. Use it, for your own good, but use it for the betterment of others. And there's a saying, charity starts at home. So starting in your own home, in your own family, help those around you, help lift up those around you financially speaking, spiritually speaking, personally speaking, help uplift those. And that's being a good steward of those things you've been blessed with. So that leads us to the once concept, ONCE. If you're taking notes, write that one down. Own nothing, control everything. Because when you own it, which is a thought, and it's a false degree of security when you think you own something, because if Mr. RS rears his ugly head and says, hey, Ken Harrison, we just did an audit 6 years ago. You underpaid by $15,500. We're going to slap a lien on that house. We're going to slap a lien on that bank account. Now, all of a sudden, if you really owned it, how can they slap a lien on it? If you really own that bank account, how can an identity thief steal your identity and then immediately siphon off all the money in that bank account? So did you really own it? But if you give up the concept of ownership and adapt the concept of, hey, let me be a good steward over it, let me preserve it and protect it, and just pass it on to my next generation so they can get the benefits from it. Now you're practicing stewardship over ownership, and you use the concept to build a trust, which we'll get to momentarily. And then once you have that trust in place, you've executed a perfect setup for the once. Now you've implemented the once concept in your life. So it's now not just a thought, not just a concept, it becomes a lifestyle. And so those people in those hotels in Manhattan that were being taught by attorneys as to how to qualify for Medicaid with a 6 and 7 figure income, it's because they didn't own that income, nor did they own the mansions and the nice brownstones that those incomes purchase, and the cars and the businesses that those incomes create.
Brother Ken, hold on. You done beat everybody in the head this morning. Hold on.
Don't get me to go.
You done took the hammer out and went to town. Hold on. Let's break some of this down, because you put a mouthful out there for people to take on.
That right there is the menu and the magic.
That has been. First of all, congratulate the transition portion. Now I understand why engineering to financial wellness and management and literacy it was a hand-in-hand transition.
Yes.
It was a hand-in-hand transition.
It's how,
Yes.
and I think Alvin, think about what we do and where it came
Yeah.
from. Same process, different level. We
Mhm.
realized that at lower levels, people couldn't understand basic. The reason we came together is because we found one another. His program and we found each other through, I do believe it was Miss Avis back in the
Wow.
day from Collective Enlightenment.
Wow.
And
Yes.
the fact of
Very
the
much.
matter is that that's always going to happen. A community will find itself. You will
Yeah.
find your people.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And this
Always.
gentleman, while teaching people how to acquire digital assets and to change their current flow of income, even
Mhm.
introducing the concept of an asset to someone who'd never heard of the possibility, then, of course, it automatically goes into protection and management. Because we
Mhm.
good at earning money. We all know how to make money.
We all know how to do that.
We was kids, you go do your little chores to get a little couple of dollars, running paper route, doing hair. For me, it was doing hair, babysitting.
Mhm.
We've been taught
Mhm.
how to make money. But what was never taught, and we all say this, but how many of us are enacting it? That's where this came from. That's where
Right.
The
P2G came
man,
from.
the management of it all.
Exactly. What are we
Yes.
doing? What? Then you give us the word stewardship. Are you a good steward of the money you learned how to earn, baby?
Yes.
And now, how about being a steward without the liability?
Mhm.
Now that's where I'm like, Ken, tell about it. Go and tell about it. Go ahead, baby. I'm excited. I love.
Yeah, but no, I mean,
Al.
th-
Yeah, baby.
it's phenomenal. I'm sitting there tapping my leg because I just want to okay, when do we put him on the other side of the show on a regular basis and have him just come in and talk to people?
I'm here to serve, my brother.
Oh my God! I mean, I am so
We
truly
pulling back
excited.
to collect. We gotta do collective enlightenment again. We gotta do it. I want to do the new. I want to bring collective enlightenment back up with the show because we got a few people out here that need to be speaking to folks regularly. That's right. That's right.
I love that title, Sister Ruby. I love that title. Collective
It has
Enlightenment.
never gone anywhere. We're so bringing it back. It's crazy. I love it.
Trademark it.
Now,
Yes,
Ken, I
indeed.
gotta ask a question.
Yes.
With what you're doing today,
Mm-hmm.
what do you see? What do you see when you talk to people and you want them to understand where you've come from and where they can be? Where do you start them at in that conversation?
And wow, that's a good one. When I'm talking to people, when I'm addressing an audience, whether it's an audience of one or many, if the purpose of that conversation, Brother Alvin, is to enlighten them and share knowledge of asset protection, again, I start with, well, number one, do you have any assets? Because obviously, if a person doesn't have any assets, then we need to talk about something else. We don't need to talk about asset protection, but assuming they do, and most of us do have some form of assets, we just don't appreciate the value of those assets.
Amen. Say it again,
And so
brother.
the key thing becomes value. How can I talk with that individual or that audience and show them the value, first and foremost, and who they are and who their family is, and then what assets do they and that family possess that we can better position. Okay. And in the case of asset protection, you best position your assets again out of your name, which is where the trust concept comes in. A trust is a relationship. A lot of people think, well, I'm giving up my assets to some sort of business structure. No, you're not. Or I'm giving up my assets to another person to control. No, you're not. That's a choice. Excuse me. That's an option, but that's not the best choice I recommend. But when you think about the trust, think of it as a legalized relationship, and that relationship was designed with one thing in mind: maximum asset protection of all your assets, maximum protection of all your assets that you place into that trust, that you place into that relationship known as a trust. So what is that relationship? It's three parties. Now, there are over 700 recognized types of trust in the United States alone. But
700?
Say again?
I didn't know there was that many. I was like,
It's,
okay.
absolutely. But all 700 are based on the principle of they are a relationship. And if it's not structured as a relationship, it's not a valid trust. So the relationship is this. You have three parties. You have the creator of that trust, known as the settlor or grantor. Those two terms mean the same, grantor, settlor. You have a second party, which is the one or more trustees appointed to run and manage that trust. And then the third party required to make up that three-party relationship is known as a beneficiary. One or more beneficiaries are required to go along with that trust structure. But now the creator of the trust, or the settlor in my documentation, the trustees appointed to run that trust, and I want to see two or more trustees at any given time, and then the trustees operate that trust on behalf of the beneficiaries to that trust. And the trust, something I teach that I haven't seen anyone else teaching, make the trust itself the beneficiary of everything you place into it. Why? Because again, the overall concept is to execute the once concept: own nothing, control everything. So you create the trust structure, which is that relationship I just shared. You set yourself up, or if you have a spouse, you and your spouse set yourselves up as the heads of that trust, so that now the control of all the money flowing through that trust, the control of all the assets owned now by the trust, are under your full control. So there it is. You own nothing because now the trust owns it. And that trust, which is a relationship, through that relationship, it allows you to fully 100% control those assets with the guidance and the support of any other trustees that you or you and your spouse choose to bring on board. And now you look at the family dynamic. You look within the family and say, okay, who within the family, out of the entire family, which one or two soldiers can we find that has the mindset that we can mold to be great trustees, especially when you're talking about generational wealth, because you want that trust to live beyond you and beyond your generation. And to do that, you need a next generation of leadership. And that's why if you talk about Kennedy's, Vanderbilt's, Rockefellers, Mellons, Carnegie's, DuPont's, when you talk about all those names that are synonymous with generational wealth, that's what they do. That's
Ken,
what they do.
You're sharing with people, and I think I heard this term years ago. What you did, you just gave people a turnkey process where they can actually just put it in the lock, follow the steps, and get it done.
Yes,
and I'm
absolutely.
like, I think it's amazing. You know, the three sections that we put out there: the settlor, the trustee, and the beneficiary are they're all slated to be that relationship. They all have to have a congruent relationship that work together synonymously.
Yes,
and I like that idea. Real?
Absolutely.
One of the things I've started to notice is that people. So we have a lot of issues in our families. We're dealing with traumas and drama all over the place. And I talk to, this is weird because I've got people we have people in our program and we have many people in the community. And it's interesting to hear them talk about, because we teach financial literacy. I teach digital financial literacy. That's what the P2G platform does. Now, we also introduced the process of trust, of also building up your assets. I'm not going to teach you how to get assets and not how to protect them. It makes no sense. It's an incomplete process.
Right.
But the whole beginning process becomes an issue. The first thing I have to do is convince people that they do have value. Why am I convincing you, who works every day of your life, that you have some value and we can find it and you can even afford to create it?
Yes.
But it's a reality with people, because the second part is trust. The other part is that's that second part. We don't trust Our relatives. Oh, I can't trust them. My relatives would never do this. And I let them know, you do know there's other people in the world that you
Mhm.
have relationships with. But when and for me, it's to introduce people. I was like, I want you to go home. Home. If home is a valued place and you all are coming together, you have to. It's a hard conversation. I was just
Mhm.
telling this gentleman about talking about my grandmother's, finances. It
Mhm.
was like I was walking on like thin ice with my
Walking
relatives.
on glass.
Right.
No, you don't need to know about that. And I'm like, wait, because I just got some information. Do y'all know? And in the end, y'all understand what I'm saying? In the end, they didn't have it, and we ended up in the worst case scenario.
Worst
Y'all
case.
get it?
Mm.
If you can get to, you got to realize we got to have those hard conversations with our relatives, whether they like it or not.
That's right.
Because what is out there, the alternative already built in place for most of you. These are conversations we don't have. So we fall into things that are concepts that are already set up for you. You lose legacy. You can lose a home. You can lose property. You can
That's
lose
right.
all kinds of things because to
Yep.
the government. And I hate to say,
That's right.
to the government. I was like,
You
"Are
sure
you
can.
serious?"
You
We
sure
went.
can.
My
They will
family
take
ended
your
up.
assets from you.
My family ended up in probate because we couldn't talk to each other. So the government held our stuff. And we paid lawyers for 2.5 years
Mm.
because we couldn't talk to each other and we lost value
Yes.
and had to still pay them
It's,
because we couldn't talk to each other. They got paid and they took away the value my grandmother worked hard for. And I need you
mm,
guys to realize
that's
that
right.
the relationships you're building in with your family, in your community can change that literally can determine your wealth. You got brother, you were just talking. You know, it's so funny. Every time you talk to me about we talk about this, I start thinking, I ain't gonna say his name out here because I start thinking, wow, I got like a couple of really good ones that I would actually put down. I would sit them down and go, can
Mm.
we do this? Because the first thing when I brought it to a couple of my relatives, like, wait a minute, you trying to take my stuff? That's the first thing.
Mhm.
You can't. You don't want someone to control your stuff, but you don't. We don't own it. You
Right.
work hard for things we don't own, and that's a concept that I teach. I
Well, yeah.
teach the fact that you just said it.
Awesome.
If you pay off your house, you pay off your car, and you don't keep paying, and you could lose it, it don't belong to you.
Yep.
Thank you.
It
Thank
can't
you.
be
Remember,
yours.
the structure's been designed for you to realize that if you have your name on it, you own something. When the reality is, you're renting it, even though you have some paperwork for it. For
You're
instance,
responsible for it, and now you got a bill due to
Hmm.
it for the rest of its
Hmm.
existence. As
Hmm.
long as you think you own it, you are agreed to continuous payment on it. And so, what I like is that I'm beginning to understand some things about sovereignty and stuff like that. We have
Yes.
status, and I only tell y'all this. You want to come and hang out on a Sunday evening. It's
pick up
free.
a dictionary.
Look it up. I'm telling you,
Hmm.
I don't believe nothing we say. Go look it up. Everything we say. Not me, not Al, not Ken. We could be whoever we want to be, or be lying, or having great conversations about some crazy concept. But go find out. Go find out. Y'all got Google and you got AI, so you got no choice.
Yeah.
No
Yes,
option.
indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Now, what I tell folks is that if life seems to be getting hard and you're doing all you can, what's missing? That's the question. It opens the door. I'm doing all I can. How did I share with folks, how did I get started with financial literacy? I decided one year I was going to grow up. I was going to do everything everyone told. I was
Mm.
going to save money. I was going to fix my credit. I decided that one year I was like, I'm tired of I'm over 40 years old and I don't own
Wow.
nothing. Over 40 and I don't own anything. I didn't have no time on the books. Ain't nobody owe me no money.
Mm.
That's the weirdest thing.
Mm.
It's just that I was a housewife, was mom, housewife, what I'm saying? Took care of small business.
Not for nothing. I'm sorry. I'm the other part of it. She's
Yeah.
so much more than a housewife. Lord knows.
And at the time, that's where I was. And so I
Mm-hmm.
realized that I didn't own anything. I couldn't even affect things
Right.
on my own. And so I had taken this hard line on, I'm gonna get my life together. I took a credit course in a free program. I took a financial. I've been taking financial literacy for
Good.
years.
Good.
Okay, I had no insurance, no life insurance, y'all.
Mm. Wow.
Child, did you know? I did not know that if you open a life insurance policy, and I shout out to Julius Robinson, the brother that's my insurance guy. He been telling me, he said, "Ruby, why you ain't got no insurance?" He started with my first job, and I had an insurance policy under them. And of course, because I was young, I let it lapse. I was like, whatever, give my money back, give my monthly back.
Mm-hmm.
I say I was just spending money. But guess what? He talked to me and told me very clearly. He said, you erect an estate. The first estate you got comes out of an insurance policy. How much did it cost me? $17 a month. For
See?
$17 a month, I erected an estate of $100,000.
Yes, you
I
did.
didn't have that in hand, but I had that in my control. I did
Mm-hmm.
not know what to do with it. And can
That's
you
right.
see it? I could put it into my trust.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Precisely.
and it makes a difference, don't it?
Big difference. Big difference.
It
Because
does.
the time period that policy or any other asset is in your name under your social security number.
Mm,
See, that's the danger. That's the risk of
yep.
losing it.
Come on.
Because that's where now any government agency can say, oh, well, you did this, you did that, you owe us this, and they can
And they can
take it.
start taking pieces
They can
away
take
from your assets.
probate court can take it. That's right.
Probate court. And that's big. If you guys, y'all, and I would suggest that if you out there, find out if your state,
state.
because my relatives moved down south and thought that their rules was going to apply to New York. And so they didn't think they had to tell us anything until the lawyer contacted us, because the court said, no, you have to reach out to all these people.
That's right.
Yeah. You can't just decide you're going to do something. They're going to catch you. The government want their peace. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
They want
That's
their
right.
peace. They want what they say. They want their pound of flesh. Don't get it, and they're going to get it.
And they're going to get it.
And that's why I was saying, we were talking about the relationship with people. How you expedite that process? You have to have a mindset of cooperation built within your family. I can tell you now, I know that the generations are different, because myself, my brothers and sisters, all in accordance. I don't know, we watched the older ones, Ken. We watched the older ones, and we was like, nah, we ain't doing that.
No,
I love you,
no.
you my boo,
right.
you my baby, we grew up together. I don't care what arguments we had in the past. It ain't gonna stop this future, because chaos is used against you. Family chaos can cost you greatly. And when you don't work on those relationships, I mean, baby, I tell you, forgiveness comes with great gains. Y'all know that, right?
Yes.
Forgiveness does not hurt.
And the doors that it opens to new information. So with my elder relatives that are with us now, there's a conversation on the table. You know what it took?
What?
An act of Trump.
Wow.
It took an act of Trump to open the eyes of people who had always had this opportunity. Always. It's not now you have to protect yourself. We've always had the ability to protect our assets.
Yes.
Lower the liability in your name. To breathe easy. And I tell everybody right now, assets will change your life.
Oh, is that not true?
That's what change your life.
500%.
You know what I'm saying? And complete control of them will change your whole world.
That's it. Yes.
It's just you have to be open to new conversations.
Yes.
And I invite folks. So Wednesday nights, I want to make sure we put this in. I'm a shameless plug. Y'all know we got to do this. Wednesday nights, every Wednesday, there is a community meeting that we have for P2G. It is to allow folks to come in and have these kind of conversations face-to-face, on Zoom. You know what I'm saying? It's a community Zoom. It starts at 7 p.m. And Ken, I know that also I was so glad, because I come from Ken's open meeting, which really inspired because I'm gonna be honest. I was like, we need to open the doors.
Mhm.
We got to talk about it. This brother is opened the door to these conversations for himself as well. Are you still doing your Saturdays? I'd like to be on your call list again if possible. Yeah, not your Saturdays, your evening meetings.
Monday or the
Yes,
Oh wait, gotta get it from
absolutely.
Ken because it's been a while since we've been on.
Ken,
There's so much going on.
give us the titles. Give us the titles.
Yeah, let us know when.
I certainly will. On Thursday evenings, I do an introductory level presentation on the very subject matter we're addressing right now. Because we've got to start at the introductory level or the basic level to cover the basic fundamentals so that our people can get a good, strong understanding of everything involved when we talk about financial literacy, developing a mindset that can take you from being an employee to being the employer, meaning from being just a worker bee in somebody else's business to being the owner of your own business. And then that leads us into the conversation. Okay, how do you protect that business and everything in terms of assets that the income generated from that business eventually blesses you with? How do you protect all those assets so that when you and I leave this earth, which is guaranteed, we will leave this earth one day, everything you have built through, whether it's a business, and if you're about, continuing to be an employee with another company, that is okay too. But what's not okay is that you adopt the status quo concept that, hey, I'm making money. Yeah, I bought a house, I bought a car, I started a small business. I'm working with crypto. I've got some other investments, but you know what? When I die, when I transition, look, I don't care who gets it, or I'll just let them decide how they divide it. That is the status quo mindset, Sister Ruby, that you addressed earlier, that we have got to change. And to make that change, that's where we start introducing this asset protection concept, which leads to the trust concept, which leads to the once concept, and which leads to stewardship over ownership. It all comes together, but we have to start at the basic level. So that's what we do on Thursdays. And then on Monday evenings, anytime Monday does not fall on a major holiday, we then take it further. We then say, okay, now that you understand the concepts and the basics and the fundamentals, if you take the extra step with me and we create an irrevocable generational wealth building trust for you and your family's assets to be protected under the maximum extent the law allows, truly speaking. Now, how do you get the maximum value and benefits from that structure? Tax-wise, how do you get those tax benefits, liability protections? How do you eliminate a lawsuit taking anything from you or your family? And then we closing the door to an identity thief ever stealing anything or robbing you and your family of anything. They could steal all your family identities, but guess what? If the assets are not under that name and address and social security number of the person's identity they just stole, they can't touch those assets. And so that's what Mondays are for, taking it to a higher level on a different topics, but all topics concentrated or focused on how you get the maximum long-term, lifetime, and generational benefits of a trust if you develop the mindset to go that route.
All right. And I love it because at that point, you're living out of your trust.
Absolutely.
Not living as an individual stuck with all of this heaping liability after as you begin. And I kept hearing you say, I bought, I have, I got. The word I is going to bury you.
Yep.
It buries you in liability.
Yes.
And most of us are like wondering, why do we have so much stuff? Because it seems like y'all ever hear more money, more problems? Yeah, because you don't know what to do with it.
Thank you.
You want it all to have no name on it. And it's so crazy. I was in I've been in different kind of education programs. I mean, I love it because a lot of the little multi-level marketing companies that we've been a part of, especially Amway was my favorite. You know why I say that? Because they came with an education system. And one of the things that they did was it wasn't about make that money. It was about learn how to think about money. And the one thing they always say, he says, y'all always want to put everything in your name. I said, what you mean, y'all? You know, because it had the whole, what you mean, y'all? I was like, wait, no. He says, let me tell you something. It's a Jewish friend of mine. He says, black people's problem. I said, black people's problem? We better watch some next words. Black people's problems, they always want to put everything in their name. I don't have anything. You live on paper. Government sees you as paper. So the rich are always trying to look broke on paper while we walk around want to look dipped with no money. Are you serious?
Thank you.
You're dripping in liability. Dripping in liability.
Exactly. And you have all of this stuff in your name. And now all of a sudden you also have all of these eyes on you and everything looking at what you got because the government is coming for a piece.
That's right.
Then, let me explain something to you. It is not a sin to protect your assets and lower your liability. It is not cheating to lower your tax bracket.
Not cheating
and make more money.
That's right.
It's not. And people go, I have a lot of folks who they want to cheat the system. No, you call that cheating because you don't know how to use the system properly.
Don't know how to use it.
Has taught you that it is cheating at your level.
Right.
And that wealthy people have the way they maintain their wealth, they keep their money out their name. They don't waste it on frivolous things. And they keep growing through assets.
Right.
Okay. And this concept, what we teach goes in tandem. Because like Ken said, when I met Ken, I was excited. I was like, finally, oh God, I've been trying to get this. I'm not going to lie to you. I was looking. I really was looking. I was like, oh, I got excited. I teach people how to get small assets that build up. And right now, crypto is, for real, crypto has not stopped being an amazing asset.
No, it hasn't.
Asset, y'all get it? And it's changing. It's changing to have the same rules as your other assets. So you got to learn how people who got a lot of assets protect them at your level.
Absolutely.
They don't care if you only got $150 or you got $5,000.
I just want to say this really quick. I was laughing.
Yeah.
I was at my doctor. Ruby took me to my doctor yesterday.
Okay.
And I was talking to one of the medical directors. He's like, I'm loaded. I got this covered. And he has the business. And I said, so I'd asked him, like, so what are you doing with the business? He says, well, my partner and I are running it and we have it on a corporation. And I said, just out of curiosity, you guys have a corporation in the trust? And I just threw it out there. He says, what? The corporation in the trust? No. Well, I said, do you know if it's in the trust or you're not sure? You're just not one of the major partners. He got a little offended. He says, you know what? I'm about to ask a question today because we're supposed to have a shareholders meeting this afternoon. So I got to ask. But I was saying it because he was listening to me talk to a gentleman. I said, you have a bank account that's not making any money. I said, on average, you have a savings account, you make 0.0006. I said, what if you can make $3 a day in your bank account and you're in control of the bank? He said, where we get that at? I just sent him to our website just so he can go on and come to Wednesday night. I said, come find out what that really looks like. $3 a day out of 365 days, that's almost $1,000, a little over $1,000, give or take. Most people don't get $1,000 in their bank account ever in a year. They're lucky if they get 8 cents. But that's the transitional mindset when we talk about digital financial literacy, and you're in control of the finances that are your life. And when you're in control of your finance, you have to protect what you put in play. This is why this conversation today, and I want you guys to listen. If you're paying attention to what's going on, I hope you come in Wednesday. I hope you catch out and figure out where you want to go and get that opening conversation, those opening questions answered, because this is the place for it, really. These questions are being answered for you today, and it goes on. Oh, yeah, it's going on Wednesday night tonight at...
It's about to go down.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. I always say 7, but 8.
Okay, so I'm just the reason we get so excited about this is because Wednesday is like a hot day. So I teach
Yeah.
class. Don't get it wrong. We teach classes. We actually have structured classes, and those are
Mhm.
those are quite interactive. I don't dictate. This ain't college. This is life. I tell my students this all the time. There is no grade that you don't give yourself in your purse, in your pocket, your own wallet, your household.
That's
So
right.
Mm.
don't come to me looking for A's, B's, and C's. I ain't giving you no grade that don't show up on in your own
On
portfolio.
your financial statement.
So
Mhm.
the fact of the matter is you have to be able to you have to speak up for yourself. So we're teaching people to advocate also for the information. See, Ken said something, and that's where I think our minds meet is that our learning curve creates the gap.
Mhm.
We went to school and tired. We done. I did enough. I went to school, or I'm in college and I'm learning this, and I'll get to it afterwards. But you're working every day today.
Right.
You pay your bills now.
Right.
So if that's
Mm,
the case, you're going to have to take a moment and start figuring out how to get that education in and that training in to manage what you are working constantly. It cannot wait. It
no.
won't
Right.
wait. There is no other time you can get to this because when your heartbeat stops, everybody else has to take over what you didn't do. Then on top of that,
Right.
because I love it. I had our elders before they passed. I want this for my funeral. I'm like, where this money coming from? These are people that have no insurance. They ain't got no money, but they got elaborate ideas of a funeral they're going to get. I'm like,
Mm.
baby, you telling
Right.
me your colors, you telling me your stuff, what you want to do, where you want to do it. And I'm going, well, can you also notify me where the funding gonna come from?
Thank you.
Okay, where the funding gonna come from?
You're
Because
right.
I
I
Right.
laugh.
question
Funerals are
before.
not free.
Thank you. Funerals are not free. They don't just give this stuff away. And I tell you, ain't no government fund for
They
your
surely
funeral.
don't.
So when we're talking about it, when people had those conversations, remember to ask them about the source
Mhm.
and then go
Mhm.
into the conversation about having the source,
Mhm.
creating the source. Because
Mhm.
that's what we do on P2G. That's where you come to Wednesday night to start saying, you know what, I've been working a long time and I'm about to
Mhm.
retire. Because most of y'all thinking y'all about to retire to retirement. No, you about to retire to a new within a year, you'll be back at looking for work. If you're not looking to
Mm.
go into a new job now, all because
Mm.
you didn't get structured around finances, how money works to start
Mm,
practicing. So
true. Very true.
structured a 12-week program to teach you how to find alternatives to the current way things go. Because until you understand that there's a system in place, you're the system for someone else.
Thank you.
They're making
Absolutely.
money.
Yes, you are.
And that's only going, you're feeding them while you starving.
Yes.
We're going to get you out of the starving.
Mhm.
We're going to help you. But let me share something with you. I ain't here to save nobody's life. No, none of us are. We ain't here to, this ain't Superman, Superwoman time. The S goes on your chest.
And we
And
hold the door open.
yeah, we're gonna help you save yourselves because what
Yes.
happens is that I mean, Ken, I mean the things I have learned about trust, you opened a book and I was like, wait, Alvin
Mhm.
talked about the business. And we talking about putting business. Now, when we say put them in trust, please do me a favor. You got to learn the process.
Yep.
There's
Yes.
a process. And it's not rocket science. You got
It's not
AI.
rocket science.
You got
Absolutely.
AI. I have had AI break down contracts to the fifth grade understanding so that I get the gist and give me all the legals and responsibilities and break down. And I can say yay or nay.
Yes, you
I
can.
can say yay or nay.
Yes, you
And
can.
it go back the other way. When you want to make a change, it can rewrite the doggone contract the way you want it to. But see, that
Right.
goes on in my class because
Right.
I teach that. I told you, Ken, all
Good.
this education, get this financial literacy done turned into technology. I
Mm.
teach tech.
It's all technology driven.
Yes, I teach tech because
That's
you
it.
need these new skills are here for you. All this tech is for us, right?
All of it.
All of it's available to you. You got to stop being afraid. I used to be
That's
so
right.
afraid of getting get this. I got scared of being scammed, so I got scammed.
So you got scammed. You see?
I didn't
Look
learn
at
how to
that.
do it. I got scammed because I was scared.
because you
Oh,
were scared. Mhm.
it's not that you don't do anything. You just don't do anything, and then therefore you lose. What we have to do
You
is
stay
learn.
stuck in what you already know. This way you don't go past you don't leave your comfort zone, is actually what we're saying to people. If
Exactly.
you don't get or if you don't come out your comfort zone, you're never going to do anything different. It's going to look the same, and when you get to the point of retirement, your numbers are going to look exactly like you planned them to be, no better than you were before. And statistically speaking, after you retire, Ruby, you were very generous when you said a year. Most
Mm,
people are back to work in less than 6 months because they can't maintain on half
mm.
of what they actually made just 6 months ago.
That's right.
They can't
That's right.
maintain.
Yeah, and
Yep.
it's sad because that process that I guess it's accelerated since last we had this discussion. Because I'm gonna be really honest with you, there's a reason why you see a lot of elderly people working at Walmart.
There's a
There's a reason
reason. Yes.
that you see them working in restaurants now, and I'm like, there's no one there to take care of them. They are it. And with the knowledge that they had, a lot of people lost a lot. From losing family to losing their assets to things like lack of knowledge, lack of
Yep.
ability and awareness. And who's going to do it for you for free?
No
No one.
one. No one.
So I would rather. I'm gonna be honest. I'll be honest. I'm lazy. I'm kind of lazy. Before I go out and pay somebody to do something, I'm gonna watch you do it the first time, and then I'm gonna go do it. I did that with my hairdressers too. I watch how they do my hair, and then I do it. I do it after that. Because why am I gonna pay you $200 a
Good.
visit for something I can learn how to do at home and feel more comfortable? You know what I'm saying? If I
Mm-hmm.
can make it happen, a new skill changes how things flow from my finances. Every skill I actually
Absolutely.
explore, every skill I've learned, had actually adds to me not having to pay a professional. Now, don't get it twisted. If you have an expertise that I need and we have to expedite the process, I'm going to pay you. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because my goal is the goal. Y'all get it?
Mhm.
That's why I
Yes.
said, come to class. We get a whole new mindset up out of being around each other, a whole new way of thinking. You may
Oh,
find that the people you're around are not ready, are able to get you to the next level. So we invite you to come to a community that thinks a different way.
So,
mm.
Ken, got a question for you. I'm about to jump in here because I know we're getting close to the
Are
top
we
of
to
the
the top of the hour? I
I
love
tell
it.
and
you, it goes so
I
quick
love
when
it.
you're enjoying it
Yeah,
and you
and
get into it. It goes so fast. But go ahead with
yeah,
that
it
question.
is.
Don't y'all love Ken? We gotta have him back. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we gotta do this.
Just a phone call away, sister.
Yes.
we didn't mention the name of your company, but
Yes.
what's your goal for the company in the next 10 years? What are you looking to see happen?
Yeah.
And let them know the name of your company, please.
Yeah, please.
Uh, okay. The company name, the short version is RGD, Training and Consulting. And
Hmm.
RGD is Renaissance Global Development.
Mm,
Renaissance, as Sister Ruby pointed out a few minutes ago, Renaissance means change. And I have a global perspective. So Renaissance Global, changing on a global scale or creating change on
amen.
a global scale through training and consulting. And so my vision for that is to take, as I'm now into the 60s, mid 60s, I'm
Hmm.
realizing my my path is more closer to the end in terms of being able to get up and actively train hundreds and thousands of people as I've done in the past. However, I have a vision, Brother Alvin, over the next 10 years, not just for it to be about me, but for it
Mm,
to be about me as far as the leadership goes. As far as the leadership, the training and consulting of others is now no longer going to be about me. My vision is now, how do I put others in my position? How do I coach and train others to be
Hmm.
able to do what I do at a high level, at a level where I could look at them
Hmm.
coaching and training a Monday night or Thursday session. I could just sit back and look at those students, if you will, become the next wave of leadership in teaching our people the very subjects that we're talking about today. You know, teaching financial literacy as it relates to asset protection as it relates to living through a trust. And so I've if and here's the idea. If I have coached it to someone else to the point where one person can take the reins and run that Monday night session in my absence, run that Thursday session, and I'm just as proud of seeing them do it as I was when I saw myself doing it and beginning it 15 years ago. If I could teach one, I could teach 10. If I can teach 10, I can teach 100. And so my concept is to use these next 5 to 10 years to build that army, if you will, to go out here and really do what the three of us are doing. Continue to educate, continue to share knowledge, and continue to propagate concepts that truly, truly can make us free, financially free, spiritually free, physically, personally, economically free.
Yes. Yeah.
And take it, and it's not about us. You know, I was told once, there's a brother who said, Ken, I just want to drop something on you. My spirit is saying drop something on you. I said, man, I'm always open for a positive word. He says, well, whenever you feel there's a calling upon you, he said, keep this in mind. He said, the calling isn't about you.
That's right.
It's bigger than you. So, Brother Alvin, the answer to your question is this is not about me. It's bigger than me. It's about me now taking it to create other leaders, create other trainers and consultants who can teach it even better than me.
Phenomenal.
So it sounds like
in a word
similar to the apprentice program for P2G. That was our whole purpose, to teach.
Yes. See, look at that.
And that, I told you, we fall in alignment, brother. So we have been, look, let me tell y'all something. There are just some people that you gravitate to for reasons unknown that become very clear. And it almost means, and it's almost like we've known each other forever. You know, like you grew up together. Some portions of who you are have always been floating around each other until you finally meet. And I have been blessed, and I truly have to say this, I have been blessed with some of the best. I mean, people who have changed the world. And I'm going to tell you, brother, I've been on your meetings, and I'm like, I can tell you, you have changed the lives. You change the lives on a regular basis of folks who ask questions. They're in here doing they're actually working on their trust. They're in different places. What do I do with this and this type of trust? And there are, like you said, I did not know 7 hours. I counted 5. I was like, oh my God, I only knew about 5 different kinds of trust. 700? Oh yeah. So the like I said, the rabbit hole is about to go deep because I am ready.
Yes.
I'm back in. It's just that, you know, guys, you're gonna realize as it's not as you get older, it's as you become wiser. As
yes.
More, because there's a lot of older people who are not wise. They're not using what it is that they are learned and taking in the data that's created around it. So what worked, what didn't work, how does it help? How do I grow out of being the only one working?
Right. That's
Every
right.
one of us comes to that, has come to that. We've had this, all those who are in the same space have come to the same epiphany. How do I stop doing all the work and help people have what I have the case that kind
How do you stop being the single entrepreneur with 19 jobs?
Yes.
Right. 19 jobs are meant for 19 people.
Exactly. I'm like, good Lord. That's the idea. You want to stop being the only source in your life.
Yeah.
And I love this. Baby, I love this. So I want you guys to reach out. I want you to come out. And Ken, we invite you to the Wednesday night conversation to come on in and share with folks and hear some of what we got going on with the people coming in asking their questions. Because it's not about us. This has been a calling for me I quit my job 5 years ago. I ain't 5 no more. I'm sorry. 2020 is now 6, almost 7. Coming up, I quit my last job officially working for someone else's dream. That's how I literally retired from other people's dreams. I've been building my life's work. And when leaving that job I left it respectfully.
Mm,
You know, there is a difference. There's a way that you leave. Because
right.
I didn't leave because I was unhappy. I didn't
Right.
leave because I didn't make enough money. I did not leave because the people were terrible. I left because it was time to take my life to the next level. And I want you to start thinking about that while you're
Next
working
level.
your current job. Now is the time when you discover you're on next level, not after you leave, because that's too late. You know you're about to retire. Start looking for your next, the thing that you're made to
Your
do.
next move.
Because I want to just say
Yes.
this. I know we got to hop off really soon,
Yes.
and God knows Miss Hilda just popped in. Thank you so much. I got my people on stereo and on clapper out here. Miss Hilda just popped in. Some she said drove the line all the way. She said we out here losing good people after retirement.
Yes,
Mm,
indeed.
We out
that's the
here
truth.
losing good people spent years of their life, okay, after retirement. And that goes to show they weren't preparing that next iteration. Most of us was just waiting to go. We were waiting until this was over and our bodies went in tandem.
Mm,
You have to take care of your health while you are working. You have to take care of
Yes.
your mind while you are working. You have to take care of your life, your finances while you are working for you.
yes. For you. Yes.
I
Mm.
have told y'all numerous times I'm going to be around till about the age 113. I added an extra 20. I know, right? About 133.
Oh,
I plan to be here a long time. I'll tell you. He may not be here, but I'm going to be here. Okay? I got a plan and I got a deal with the Lord. Okay. He got purpose for me, and I'll stick in here as long as he says so. And I'm
There
gonna
you
I
go.
you know, I think I'm just gonna take on Brother Ken's word today. I'm just gonna go with the stewardship in the Lord and let things roll the way that they should go.
look,
Amen.
that's what I plan to be. I plan to be a good steward of the
Yes.
information he puts into my life that is meant for other people.
Yes.
That's why P2G was created. It wasn't created because, oh, we about this money. We're about this legacy. We're about you all knowing that you have legacy to build today. That starts now. And you have every opportunity if you open the door. Come sit down. I don't do multi-level marketing, baby. I'm brother Ken, I'm gonna be honest. I will refer folks to you. I have no problem. I will make referrals. I ain't gonna kid you, okay? And I don't look for reward, but the platform accepts funding. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We accept donations. But
Good.
the fact of the matter is that our people need to work our network because that will change your net worth.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed. Yes.
Yes, indeed.
And you've been trying to do it on your own, but you just discovered it's it's impossible. There is no leveling up by yourself.
By yourself. Can't do it.
So come on out. Wednesday night is tonight. And click a link. Go to p2gnetworks.com. Go on the website. I'm going to tell everybody, if y'all click a link that says pay this, just click the other link. Okay. Oh my
Mm,
God, you charge money. No, baby. Our Wednesdays are free. You just click the wrong flyer. That's it.
Yep.
Go back in and get the free flyer. Like
mm.
Miss Ruby said, and I'll let you know. Miss Ruby said it's free. And there's free on the website. Come on in. It's a free Zoom. We do it every Wednesday.
Right.
And we have a ball. If you have you need some understanding, you need some help, you need someone that to help you expedite. And that's what I tell people. Don't drag your feet. Don't not be willing to save your house. Don't not be willing to save your car because, oh, it's going to take me a
Right.
long time to learn. Brother Ken, he got
Right.
services. He has things that he does to help people get what they need, but you got to still learn. That's the other thing I tell folks. You can get
Got
help.
to learn.
We have to do it for you, and we got to, you know what I'm saying? We got to teach you to do it for yourself, the DIY.
Mhm.
But you will always have to do the DIY.
That's it.
I know some things are timely. Some things are timely. You got to get on it.
Absolutely.
That's
You
it.
always got to learn how to maintain yourself. So
Got to.
come on out, join us. We love you so much. I know this is the top of the hour. Ken, you are, woo, brother you missed.
Oh man, brother Ken, you don't even know.
Great to be here.
This
It's great to share.
This was a blessing. That you gotta come back, bro. You gotta come back.
And I want y'all, because we have some projects that are coming.
Let's make it happen.
I would definitely like to invite you to come on out. I want you all to really come and get to know the P2G community.
Yes.
Because we are vast and we are needed. And I tell you, I may make an introduction, but y'all gonna speak for yourself. Y'all, you can speak for yourself. So I want to say thank you and shout out to all the folks that have been on the platform. Blood the Black Casper was on earlier. We have Sister Hilda, D. Karma, Grand Rising, everyone. Sister Denise Wade. We had Sister, I know who that is. Sister Kia, and I just realized that's who it is. Sister Shawana. Yes, Shawana.
Right.
Arena Vaughn. All right. I like to get y'all names right. But everyone who's been listening on all the platforms, we thank you so much for being with us.
Yes.
It's your time. That's valuable. We hope you got value out of this. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we are on with Breakfast with the Thomases, and we bring you something you can use in your life. And we hope that you guys use what you get. We love you so much, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
Take care, everyone.
Ooh, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, see ya. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental wellness